Hello friends, today I want to share with you one of my most fascinating projects as a cabinet maker. Over the years I have worked on different pieces, but this particular one has a unique story that I want to tell you about. A couple of years ago, I decided to undertake a challenge that would take me to explore my creativity and woodworking skills to a new level. The project started with the idea of creating a mirror, but not just any mirror. I wanted it to be something special, something that not only had a practical function, but also offered a unique visual experience. Inspiration came when I thought of the idea of a fictitious window. Something that appeared to be a real window, but in reality was just an illusion, a game of perception. So I decided that on top of the mirror, instead of just a simple frame, I would place an imposing tower, something that would stand out and give a unique presence to the whole. I was in no hurry to finish it because my goal was not only to do it quickly, but to achieve a result that would really satisfy me. Days went by thinking about how to design it, but finally I decided that this tower should be something really impressive, without equal, that would capture the attention of whoever saw it. To give it a more realistic touch and depth, I thought of creating a tower that had a visible background, something that would give the feeling that there was more to it than meets the eye. This led me to consider the scales so that the elements in the background would appear smaller and those in the front would have the right proportion so that everything would make sense and harmony. It was then when I decided to incorporate a medieval style gate, which gave an even more mysterious and grandiose air to the piece. This gate, with details in real cedar wood, was one of the most laborious elements. Now, like any good medieval tower, it needed something to make it more solid and elegant. So I decided to add a couple of columns. These columns were not simple, but were designed in a half-round style, which gave them a more sophisticated touch and scale, as if one was at the bottom of the other. This also gave a sense of depth, as if the tower was not just a flat structure, but something with volume and presence. On top of these columns, I placed two domes that integrated perfectly with the design. The domes, which were designed in reverse, provided a more classical but also modern touch, a contrast that sought to maintain harmony between the ancient and the contemporary. The door, in a medieval style, was another key piece in this design. I wanted it to open with a simple movement, so I used wooden handles also designed by me so that the furniture would have that visual coherence. The inside of the tower, visible from the mirror, also needed something special. So I decided to place a drawer in the center, something simple but functional, to add a practical touch to the piece without losing the style of the medieval tower. One of the most important ideas was to integrate a French window with clear glass into the design. This glass not only fulfilled an aesthetic function, but also allowed that, when the doors were closed, the effect of a fictitious window that I was looking for was achieved. With the doors closed, the mirror in the background reflected the light and created an illusion of space, as if the tower were connected to something beyond. This process was not easy, but every detail was worth it. Throughout the entire job, I made sure that each piece was perfectly finished, that everything made sense, proportion, and a visual fluidity that made the whole thing truly unique. In the end, what I achieved was a piece of furniture that was not just a mirror or a tower, but a work of art that combined the classic with the modern, the functional with the aesthetic. A piece of furniture that seemed to come out of a dream, but that, thanks to carpentry, became a reality. This project taught me a lot about the importance of patience, attention to detail, and creativity. Each piece, each cut of wood, each assembly was another step towards creating something truly unique and personal. As you can see, the upper tower, that part at the top, represents the king's room, a space that has both majesty and history. In medieval times, kings lived in the highest parts of their castles, surrounded by luxury and security. And although this work does not include details such as sculptures or complex carvings, the carpentry I employed is certainly of high quality. This was not an easy project. As many of you know, carpentry and joinery require patience, dedication, and a lot of pieces that fit together perfectly to give shape to the idea. I can say that imagination was at its limit during the whole process, but watching this castle take shape was one of the most satisfying experiences. Each piece was carefully cut and assembled to achieve the design I had in mind. At times, carrying so many pieces to fit together perfectly took longer than expected, but the effort was worth it. Not everyone realizes what is involved in this type of work, but it is in those small details where the true beauty lies. Today, looking at the final result, I feel a great satisfaction. This castle is one of my best works without a doubt. Although it does not have elaborate carvings, the woodwork speaks for itself. And to be able to admire it now, knowing that I created it with my own hands, fills me with pride. Thank God for allowing me to make it. And to you who are watching this video, I want to leave a message of encouragement. Carpentry and cabinet making are arts that require a lot of dedication, but also a lot of creativity. If you are just starting out or if you already have experience, I encourage you to go ahead with your projects, to keep learning and not to give up in the face of difficulties. This work has left me with many lessons and, above all, an enormous satisfaction. Thank you for taking the time to watch the process, to accompany me on this journey. If you like this work, I invite you to subscribe and follow the channel. Don't forget that it is always possible to improve, learn something new, and move forward with your dreams and projects. May God bless you all, and may your hands also create wonders like this one.